What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video and you see what website I'm on, right? Right? You know what time it is. Time to talk some LG TV software updates. Welcome into the video, welcome into the channel. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Shout out to all the people that watched the last video and took the time to leave a like on it. Always much appreciated. And shout out also to the new subscribers to the channel. Welcome aboard. I'm always excited to do these sort of videos because it means we're getting something new, something we didn't have before with our LG displays. Now, sometimes that's more fun than others, right? Sometimes we get new features. Okay, let's face facts. We rarely get new features. More often times than not, we're getting, fixing some bugs or doing some general maintenance. So nothing really that fun, but still, every time LG puts out a TV software update for one of their displays, especially for ones that I actually own and use, it's exciting. So glad to be doing this video with you. Let's kick it off. What are you looking at on your screen? It's a 42-inch LG C3. And in this episode of LG TV software updates, I'm going to be talking to you about version number 23.20.50. And man, I'm really excited about that because I've been doing these update videos for so long now that I can kind of get a general idea of if a particular firmware update is going to have some new features or just anything past general maintenance, just based on the version number. And just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, the previous firmware version, which just so happens to be what's on this display, as a matter of fact, I'll just go ahead and pull it up while I'm telling you. Just press and hold that settings button. Let's head over to support, software update, and you'll see here I'm currently on version 13.40.76. So if you're watching this video and this isn't the firmware version you're on, you're actually another firmware version or so behind. Who knows how many if you stopped updating a long time ago. But anyway, the new version number is 23.20.50. Now I got to tell you, off the top of my head, the last time that I saw a firmware version number change that drastically, it's when LG fired out the firmware update that included the newer WebOS on, say, the C2 and the G2 lineup. So quite the change came with that. So really excited to dive in here and see what's going on. So as customary in my videos, if you're new to the channel, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to check and see it's been pushed over the air. So let's click it. And no updates found. Well, that's pretty disappointing, and that's going to conclude this video. If you did enjoy it, no, I'm just kidding. That doesn't deter me at all. And let me tell you why. Because in the name of science, I'm willing to put everything on the line and install these firmware updates even before they're pushed out over the air to my display, because I want to share with you, A, are there major problems associated with it? B, are there any new fun features to talk about? Or C, should you just stay the hell away from it because it doesn't come with anything at all or maybe a small problem? So no worries about the update being pushed over the air. I've already taken the time and preloaded this USB drive right here with the new firmware update. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and get this USB drive plugged in, and I will pop back in if I encounter any problems during installation. Fingers crossed that nothing bad happens during install. Anytime especially when you're manually installing these updates, there's always a chance something can go wrong. It could be something as silly as something corrupted on the USB drive. So can't say that it's always been 100% of the time a problem-free experience when I install them this way. But if I encounter any problems, I'll pop back in and let you know what I ran into, give you a heads up. If not, I'll come back on the other side once the install is fully finished. And we'll dig around in the menus and see what we can find out what actually comes with the new update 23.20.50. Guys, I'm sorry, I am going to pop back in here real quick and touch on something while this is installing. You could see here I'm in the 20 percentiles or whatever. One thing that I didn't realize when I started making this video was that software update 13.40.76, it just came out like less than 2 weeks ago. So what the f is the point in putting out 13.40.76 If you were going to turn right around and fire out what appears to me to be a major software update, not your run-of-the-mill, we're going to fix a couple of errors that came with the last update. We're going to put out a major update. What the f is the point in putting out that and then a week or so later putting out this major update? Maybe they figured out on the back end that they couldn't push this major update out with a couple of like hurdles that were on software update 13.40.75. Almost home free here, so I'll pick this video back up once everything's fully installed and the display has been restarted, and we'll check out what comes with the update. All right, this is new. It says it is successfully downloaded. Restart your TV to finish installing important updates. Please complete the following actions until it restarts and successfully upgrade the system. Upgrade the system?
Oh my God! No way!
Okay, we're getting something serious here. It says do not turn off the TV. And let's get it going here. So I've got the remote. I'm going to press and hold the settings button just to make sure that showed up on the other side. So, you know, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. This is a common occurrence right here. See how long it's taken to open the menu? As a matter of fact, it didn't even open the menu. Let's try it again. Press and hold the settings button. What? And here we are. I tried to press and hold the settings button to pull up the little menu or the full menu, and this is what I get. All new WebOS. So, spoiler alert before the end of my videos where I run through what actually comes with it, we're getting a whole new WebOS. So if you have a C3 or a G3, get ready. This is an actual update. It says Chromecast built in. Now you can enjoy mobile content on YTV screen without any devices. The wording there is hilarious to me. Hopefully most of you are familiar with what Chromecast is. Love the idea that it's built in now. So, you know, it seems like years ago I was having to plug in like a dongle on prior generation TVs. That's been several years ago. So really cool that this is now built in. You don't have any separate devices. Voice ID. It verifies your voice to log in automatically and provides custom services. Okay. Custom services as in it logs you into your specific profile and now you're going to be blasted with ads that are kind of targeting based on your search. That what I'm reading there? Or maybe targeted if you use the actual WebOS home screen apps, you know, when you press the home button on your remote and you're logged in on your profile, does it start to target you with specific sort of content that it thinks you want to watch? That's the way I take it. Leave me a comment below if you read that differently. Sports portal, you're talking my language. I'm a sports person. You could check your favorite sports team schedules, scores, and more on the same page. That's nice and convenient. Once again, this sports portal, I would imagine, is something that's going to be on the home menu by pressing the home button on your remote. You're going to find this info there. For me personally, that's not going to be such a big deal because I don't go to the home menu like ever. Whenever I'm watching content on my devices, I use an external device like an Apple TV 4K, so I spend exactly 0 time. But if you're somebody who utilizes the WebOS apps for your content consumption, this is a nice convenience feature. And fourth, we see Chatbot. I believe I've mentioned Chatbot in one of my prior update videos along the way, but it says you could solve the problems by talking. Wait a minute. So what, like use the microphone button on your remote? Maybe you press and hold it and say, yeah, Chatbot, yeah, LG, I'm having a problem. My sports team is getting their ass kicked. Help me out with that. Maybe it'll like put on some sort of soothing screensaver to like mellow you out during the game. I don't know. Maybe it'll pour you a beer. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. And then right here it says with a simplified WebOS, conveniently use various apps on your TV. For more information, please press the Learn More button. I'm gonna do that. All right, here we are. Tips. The number one tip that should be over here is don't play Leapfrog with a unicorn. I don't see that in here, but maybe these will be useful. And here we go. So this is like giving you an actual example of what I was talking about a minute ago. Voice ID verification. Easily log in by talking to the AI. There's that AI I was talking about. Automatically log in with voice verification for custom services. Your usage history is securely protected, so don't worry. Don't worry about searching Pornhub or whatever you do on your TV. Press the microphone button. Hey, I got that right. Press the microphone button on your remote control and then say register voice ID to go to the registration page. Do you want to register it? No, I do not. Similar voices may unlock the device, but changes in voice or health conditions may affect verification. Hold on. So you're going to have trolls. So if you have kids, it sounds like they can just kind of impersonate your voice and get into your profile. Not real secure, is it? All right. It just took me right into this page. This TV works with Google Cast. Google Cast allows you to stream music and videos from thousands of mobile apps on your TV. I like that. This is a nice upgrade. I don't know that I'll really use it because this particular display is actually my desktop monitor. So I don't know that I'll actually put this to use, but for those of you with a C3 or a G3 that's your content consumption display or your gaming display, here we go. I'm not going to do that right now. All right, so I'm back here now at my usual home screen. Let me try and access that full menu again. Let me press and hold the settings button. This time it should kick it on, which still kind of slow. I will say the wand pointer mouse. What do you guys call this? This stupid this gimmicky remote. Which, by the way, I thought I was really going to hate when I got my first LG TV, and I've grown to love it. Let's click on support. It feels really smooth. Like I like it a lot. Software update, and there we are. 23.20.50 is fully loaded. Let's make a couple stops in here. I don't expect anything to show up here. Hold on. Let's go to the modes. I always like to see if there's a new mode or something personalized. Ignore that vivid user settings. I don't actually use that. I just did that for, I was recording something one time. I don't want anybody here to think that I watch content or do anything off vivid. Scroll down. I'm not really seeing anything new here. But as I wrap up this video, there is one thing that I want to do while I'm here. And it didn't occur to me until just now that this might be impacted by me doing this. And that is if you are somebody who has a C3 or a G3 and you have found I'll just say a workaround to gain access to the full service menu so that you can control the levels of aggressiveness when it comes to dimming on your display. I need the ability to turn dimming completely off because if you have computers plugged to this display, you have static elements on the screen, you already know that dimming is going to come on really strong. And one of the things that really bothered me about jumping from that C2 to the C3, so 2022 model to the 2023, was that 2023 model came with a new WebOS that had a lockdown service menu. And I want to, on this same video, check out and see how the service menu is impacted. And oh, by the way, I have this display completely unlocked before this update, so I'm real curious to see. But so on the remote, I'm going to go ahead and hit in start. It's going to ask me for a code 0413, and it's still unlocked. Okay, I am really surprised by this. I thought for sure, because I was upgrading to, and I put upgrade in air quotes, to a new WebOS, it was going to re-lock down the service menu. Because I can tell you for a fact that the 2024 models, like C4, G4, etc., have the lockdown service menu. So I thought for sure that was coming. It's not. And as a matter of fact, I could see over there where it says software version 23.20.50.01. What's in parentheses right next to it? WebOS 24. So this defies logic to me, because it's clearly on a different WebOS and it's clearly still unlocked, yet I can walk right into the next room where I have a 2024 display and do this exact same procedure, hit Instart on the remote, plug in the code, and that service menu is locked down, baby. This is a very, very pleasant surprise. Well, before I get too excited, let's go on down here and make sure things are still as I had left it. So let's go to the number 12, and they are. TPC off, GSR off. I'm a happy camper here. Let's exit out of that now. I'm a happy camper because it dawned on me after installing the update, like, oh, damn, you've relocked the service menu down. Now you're going to have to go through the process, unlock it again, turn those settings off. Nope, still there. So if you're somebody sticking with me in this video, first of all, thank you. But if you're somebody who is worried about updating to 23.20.50, because now that you see it comes with a new WebOS, the latest WebOS, you don't have to worry. It appears to me it's going to keep the service menu unlocked for you. But I do want to mention a couple more things while I'm here. And I may just put these in, you know, I may insert these throughout the video just to keep the video a little shorter, but I do want to touch on something because I'm currently looking at some notes for this software update release. And there's something that I want to mention, and again, I may insert this early in the video so you know, but one of the very first things that I see, it says, and I quote, "For the first time ever, LG Smart TVs will offer WebOS upgrades for up to 5 years to better serve you." LG, bravo for that. So that does beg the question, how far backward does this go? You know, I am very fortunate and blessed that I have access to a C2, this C3, and then of course my G4. So I have all three. And so I fully expect the G4 to have that 5-year premium on it. It's the newest display that's out for LG. And then my C3, of course, here you're looking at obviously has it. How far backwards does that policy go? Does it go back to a CX and they're going to give you a couple more years? You know, where does that start? Leave me some comments and let me know what you think. If you're somebody watching this video that has a CX and you get this software update, and it has that same sort of terminology that you could tell, if you get this same software update, whatever that firmware version number is on your CX or C1, I want some comments down below. Let me know, because I'd be really curious to see how far backwards this goes. And I'm going to keep a close eye for my C2. But anyhow, I'm super excited that we're actually getting some new things with this update. So chances are, if you're watching this video, it's because you have a C3 or a G3 and you want to see what comes with it. I am so excited to not just have to tell you improvement and fixing minor bugs. That's going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy this very long video, be sure to give it a like. It really helps out my very small channel. It helps me grow. This is just a hobby for me. I have fun doing these videos, putting them together, and talking with you guys in the comments. So be sure to hit that like button so I can get this out to more and grow my channel. And of course, if you're not subscribed yet, consider subscribing to the channel. I do more than just these update videos. I do settings videos for displays. I do update videos for other tech electronics out there. So if you have PS5 or something like that, you'll see some update videos on my channel as well. Be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell so that you know exactly when my uploads go live. But with all that being said, until the next one.